Alright guys, you join us in the picturesque village of Newchurch in Pendle. And today we're going on a little adventure in the hunt for the Pendle Witch. Just look at the views, man. Absolutely incredible. But I figured we'd start off by bobbing in this little shop called Witches Galore to meet a lady called Maureen, who's going to give us a little bit of an insight into the Pendle Witch Trials. Join us.
I've been here 44 years. I had to be dragged screaming by my husband at the time. I lived in town, which was Nelson. I worked at Valley Technical College, I had 4 young children, so life was busy. And my husband decided it was time to move into the country. Witches Galore was on the market. We came and looked, and I said, I'm not going there. Why not? Because I'll die of boredom at this pokey shop down a country lane. Here I am, 44 years later, and I haven't died of boredom yet, because the shop attracts people from anywhere in this country and anywhere in the world. People want to know about the history and the background to the story of the witches. They come in with all sorts of funny ideas about what it was all about. We try and put people straight.
The real history.
The real history, yes.
Give us a little brief overview of the Pendle Witch Trials.
Right.
And why in particular is there a particular Pendle Witch?
Yeah. 1612, James I was the king. He was terrified of witches and witchcraft. The local group, I don't believe that the local group charged with witchcraft were evil people. They were simple country folk who made a penny or two by making herb potions and medicines. They had no education, they wouldn't know to read and write.
Yeah.
And to rely on information handed down from generation to generation as to what plant to use, what herb to use. They were Roman Catholic, and of course James I is trying to rid England.
The persecution era.
The Catholics. There was one exception to the group. Alice Nutter was educated, and she came from a wealthy family. She was implicated in the plot when she was taken to Lancaster with the rest of the group, and the charges were read against her in court. She said something very simple like, so be it, let it be so. The witch had the intelligence to defend herself, but she made no attempt whatsoever. Why? Her brother was a Catholic priest. She had a son who was training for the priesthood. It's believed that masses were held at Roughly Hall, which was part of the family home. If she'd have spoken out, she would have exposed her family and her friends. So you can say that Alice died a martyr.
Quite literally.
Yeah. She was hanged outside Lancaster in unconsecrated ground because she was a criminal. Anyone hanged wouldn't be buried in churchyard, consecrated ground.
Yeah.
But there is a school of thought that says because she came from this wealthy background, it's possible that her remains were brought back. They paid for her remains to be brought back and put into the churchyard here.
Right.
So it's
St.
a case
Mary's.
of maybe she is, maybe she's not. Some
Yeah.
people like to believe that she is. I love the thing when people open the door, look at me and say, "Isn't there a grave in churchyard?"
Yeah.
Well, there are several. I know what they're talking about, but there you go. Yeah.
Do you know where this particular grave is?
Yeah. As you go down the path, into the churchyard.
Yeah.
You're facing the entrance porch.
All right.
As you stand facing, on your right, the third grave along
Brilliant.
is the one that's known as the Witch's Grave.
We'll bob down there and have a look. Well, I appreciate your time very much, and I think that will be quite a chilling intro to the video.
Take out of that what you want.
Do you believe that witches existed or do exist?
People come into the shop now and tell me that they ask me if I'm a witch, and they tell me that they are practicing witches.
Right.
Right. There are two separate groups. There used to be a guy came here every Sunday. A scruffy guy in his 40s in a Red Rover car. The car was painted up with signs and symbols and what have you. He came in with 3 or 4 young women, all dressed in black, and he wanted to talk to me. He didn't want to talk to my husband. And one weekend he came with a wallet of photographs.
Right.
And he handed me the wallet of photographs and said, "I brought those for you to look at." Right. I didn't like that man. There was just a feeling about him that I didn't like. I opened the wallet, the photographs, and they were all pictures of sacrificial altars set out with skulls and daggers.
Wow.
And I folded that up, handed it back to him and said, "Take that away. That is not what this shop is about. It's about the positive side of witchcraft, in that people use medicines to help people, to cure people. They appreciate nature, animals. That's the lighter side of witchcraft, if you like. That's white witchcraft."
All right.
Okay.
It's a I don't know, but I don't know whether it's sinister or not. I don't know. You know what I mean? People are going to be watching and they're going to wonder. Hang on a minute.
Witchcraft. An intention is a wish. An intention's a prayer. An intention. It's not a scary thing.
Yeah.
And witchcraft is definition, and we have to be careful that we don't think of a witch as something that Disney.
Given us an evil being on a broomstick.
Witches are into herbalism and aromatherapy and holism, the whole holistic complementary therapies that are on the rise. These are, and it's I don't think there ever were witches. I think there were just people who believed and worked with nature.
So witches aren't knocking about in broomsticks with evil familiars and whatnot.
No. Witches walk amongst us and you won't even know they're witches.
All right. Well, let's hope that they're not too sinister, are they? And there we have it, guys. The old Witches Galore in Newchurch, Pendle. How lovely was Margaret? What do you reckon? You reckon she is a witch? I don't know. That smile might have been giving something away. No, she was dead nice. And how weird is it how two apparent practicing witches came in as well. Very strange, but I suppose when things like that happen, they happen for a reason. But I'm going to bob down now to St. Mary's, and we're going to have a look if we can find the apparent grave of poor Alice. Here we are, guys, the parish church of St Mary. How beautiful is that, guys? Really is a sight to behold on this chilly October day. We'll push down and have a look round, see if we can get some nice cinematics, and hopefully we'll find the grave of where the poor Alice Nutter is apparently buried. Could be buried, if you will. Now if you look there, just beneath the old clock, you can see an eye, which is referred to as the Eye of God, to ward off evil spirits and those that practice witchcraft. Creepy. Rose Garden, in memory of Maurice Smith, organist for 59 years. Wow. And if you look, all that is left in the rose garden is a single rose. If you look here, guys, the church is actually open, so we'll see if we can bob in and have a little peek. I won't spend too much time. We'll just have a little look and then we'll crack on with our Pendle Witch adventure. Oh wow. Very atmospheric, if I do say so myself. An extremely eerie silence. Stunning. You look up there, guys. Beyond the chandelier, it's the old organ. Lovely little church that. If you look there, you can see the old boot cleaners cleaning the mud off back in the day. Now, if I remember correctly, Maureen told us that it was 1, 2, 3 in. So this here is the grave where Alice Nutter, who was wrongfully murdered, I mean it is murder obviously, and secretly buried with her family. And if you look there, you can see a George Nutter. I wonder if she is buried here then. We'll never know. she is, guys. Way off in the distance with the dramatic drop. That right there is Pendle Hill. And how fitting for it to be engulfed, if you will, in all of that fog. Now that is cinematic. Let's go find the Pendle Witch. Just imagine what it was like, guys, being led to your execution in chains right out here in this desolate moorland under nothing but torchlight in an eerie era of witches and witchcraft, on your way to Lancaster Castle. That is a terrifying thought, especially if you did nothing wrong. Some truly incredible views out here, guys, but I wanted to make my way as close to Pendle Hill as possible. In a future video, I'm going to bob up there, but look at that. It's a rather imposing looking hill, sat dramatically on top of the landscape, you know. Apparently there's loads of Bronze Age burial sites dotted about up there. So I think one night we'll have a walk and see if there's any witches knocking about on top of it. For now though, I think I'm gonna crack on and continue the hunt. Alright, son, how you diddling? Chilling out, lad? Yeah, I agree, mate. Well, we can't crack on with this adventure without a little scran in this cool looking little place, which is just adjacent to the old Pendle Inn, which we'll be visiting a bit later on. It's time for the full-on glay. Look over there, there's loads of stuff associated with the Pendle Witch. Bloody hell, love, it's October. Check that bad boy out, guys. That right there is a breakfast fit for a witch hunter. Diabetes, here I come, baby. Beautiful little stream. Well, there she is, guys. Poor Alice. In her shackles and chains, being led to her execution. How sad is that? If you look, you can see all the little gifts and trinkets being left in her memory. Look down below. They've even left her some coins. Alice. The early 1600s in England were a time of religious persecution and superstition. To commemorate the 400th anniversary of the infamous Pendle Witch Trials, one of the best known, Alice Nutter, has been immortalised here as Alice in the village from where she came. She was unusual amongst the accused in that she was comparatively wealthy. The widow of a yeoman farmer, there was no evidence that she was a witch, and she pleaded not guilty to the charge of murder, but was hanged along with 9 others at Lancaster Castle in August 1612. Wow. I wonder if poor Alice was a witch. I guess we'll never know. Stick a little flower on before we go. Gorgeous. I wonder if any witches' hands have ever emerged from that water, just like in the Blair Witch. You look up here, guys, there's an old barn, or maybe even an old house. Cool. Oh, they are a bit dodgy, they are. I don't like them. The old wooden boards were bending under my weight. But look at this place. Now you know, I just can't resist a good old abandonment. Especially in Pendle Witch country. Ah, there's nothing to it. Look. Unsafe building, and I think it's safe to say it definitely is unsafe. Yeah, just an old barn, I think. We'll crack on anyway, because we're going to push down now to the Pendle Sculpture Trail, and hopefully learn a bit more history along the way, eh? There, guys. How dramatic does that sky look? Awesome. There we go, guys. Atkin Wood Pendle Sculpture Trail. Now guys, you can't make out how steep that hill is, but my lord, it has taken it out of me. If you look down there, we've got a very Blair Witchy looking wood, and just here behind me, I don't know if it's a sculpture or more just a bench, but if you look in it, you can see where people have been hammering in the coins. Man, yeah. Oh man, not even a quarter of a quarter away there, guys. I am screwed. This is one killer walk, guys. I'll be going about 20 minutes and still not come across a single sculpture. Come on, Blair Witch. Come and bless me. How cool do these woods look though? Really does. Looks like the remnants of something down there. God knows what that was. Perhaps a sculpture, and someone's been up and ruined it, eh? Wonder what that means. An old cut down tree stump. Aha! There we have it, guys. The first of the sculptures, and it looks like some kind of goblin. Let's have a look close. The boggart. Wow. I'll zoom you in so you can have a read. Give it a pause. And there he is, the boggart. There's a story of a boggart near where I grew up. A boggart hole clough. Mint. There you go, guys. How cool is that one? Something akin to a scorpion. You can see the hands there and the shoes below. Those hands are your armrests. That is cool, man. You can see with the eyes there. You look there, guys. We have another sculpture. Who it is, I have no idea. But there we have the sign. The Pendle Sculpture Trail. Look at this chap. Who do we reckon that is? I wonder. Looks a bit like Guy Fawkes. Cool. If you look there, guys, I just spin the camera around. It says Alice Nutter Witch. Perhaps that is a witch hunter, or maybe even King James. Let me know in the comments, guys. Such a beautiful scenic place out here, guys, and these woods they have that mysterious quality to them, you know. There's another of the old sculptures. Cool. You look out here onto this little clearing, guys. We have what could possibly be some kind of antenna, but look at this for a breathtaking view. It is absolutely stunning. And you can quite literally see right across Pendle. Just look at that, man. And there she is, the shadow of Pendle Hill. Stunning. You look there, guys, we have another serpentine looking sculpture. If you look, it's actually cut from the bottom of a tree that they've bent with that steel. That is incredible, that. Well, they've kind of stitched it together at the bottom from where the tree was actually felled. That is pretty cool, man. And if you look over here, we've got the same thing. However, somebody's decided to bend it and knock some of the pieces off, like you do. Now, the one that I'm looking for is definitely fitting to our little adventure. And you'll see that when I get to it and understand why I've walked for an hour and a half to find a bloody thing. If you look here, there is a rather strange, creepy looking sculpture. I'm not sure what it is, but it is humanoid, to say the least. Look at that. You see an arrow pointing up to what I assume is some kind of distorted face, and it appears to be blindfold. Now that is creepy, and it looks like something you find in Silent Hill. The deeper you go into this woodland, guys, the more desolate and lost, you know, that sense of losing your way. I just hope I can find my way back down to the car. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm walking down here and I genuinely, pardon my French, shat myself as I look on my right, just out of the corner of my eye, and there is a big bad wolf. It genuinely shit me up because that is a big boy right there. Just look at that. Now that is cool. And apparently back in the day, wolves used to knock about around these here hills. There you go. Black dog. I smell more people skulking around, shuffling and sniffing and disturbing the ground. Cool. See some old steel bats up there, guys. They look pretty cool. Awesome. And we couldn't come on the hunt for the Pendle Witch without visiting a mysterious and Blair Witch looking woodland. And I think this definitely fits the bill. I just hope we don't get lost and end up in an old house with handprints on the wall. There we go. Another of the sculptures. This one, Dryad or a Dryad. Cool. Got some Witcher-free wild hunt vibes with that one. It's a fair bloody walk, this, guys. I think we're up top of the hill now, and yeah, I think the one I'm looking for is it's going to be the very last one, isn't it? You know what I mean? So I hope you appreciate this film, because I am absolutely screwed. But yeah, hats off to whoever's come out here and put all this trail together, you know, and done the sculptures and whatnot. It really is pretty cool, and it is just a stunning location. You've got to come out here and hunt down the history of the Pendle Witch itself. I'm sure you'll agree. It is quite an interesting road trip, if you will. And if you look over here, we have oh, look at that. Is that, I wonder if that's one of the witch's dolls you used to stick pins in. I wonder. But if you look there through the grass, you can see the majestic beauty of the old unicorn. Proper cool that. Just look at that, guys. It's like it reminds me of what's that film, the big flying dog in Never Ending Story. And that swamp hag comes out of the swamp asking for the big smooch. Oh, horrible biatch. Here we go, guys. The pièce de résistance of our little woodland excursion is just here to my right. I don't know whether I've shown you, you can see Pendle Hill up there through the trees. I don't know if I've shown you all the sculptures because there was a fair few, and it might be a bit awkward to edit because this film's going to be pretty long. But this is the main reason that we came on the sculpture trail, because if you look just to my right, you can see the silhouettes of the Pendle Witches making their final journey to the gallows. How cool is that? Try and get you a few shots so you can see them properly. Hope you can make it out properly, guys. Look at that. That is so cool. And I wonder if the one there on the end, lagging behind, is poor Alice. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this one up to now, guys. It's not so much a full-on, you know, intricate history on the subject matter. It's more of a trip, a pilgrimage, if you will, to the Pendle Witches and all things and locales associated with them. And hopefully we'll end it with a bang. Let's crack on, man. Well guys, we made it. Our final pilgrimage to the Pendle Witches, the notorious Lancaster Castle. Let's go and have a mooch inside and see if we can find that final resting place before execution. Look at that. Wow. This place is absolutely humongous, guys. Just look at that. Look at the towers, man. Unreal. What an incredible place. It really is. Just the architecture alone in here is incredible, guys. Just imagine making that journey, and this is pretty much the last thing you're ever going to see. Unbelievable. Tick tock. History of the Lancaster witches, imprisoned and tried here in 1612. Wow. And there we go. How horrible is that? Yeah, so it turns out, guys, you can't actually go down to where the witches were kept anymore. But if you look down there into that dark passage, you get an idea of some of the last things that they would have seen. How horrible and foreboding does that look? Yeah, what I'll do, guys, is just put you a little montage together of all the write-ups in this room so that you can have a read yourself and get some of the history. But if you just look up top there, you can see the dark and damp conditions that they would have been kept in. Literally sleeping in their own fecal matter. Isn't that right, son? Yeah, what a shame we couldn't get in, but I hope you enjoyed those little write-ups on the walls and that. And at least we've got to get inside and show you around this incredible and rather foreboding castle. Just imagine what it was like back in the day out here. Literally it would have been terrifying. All under torchlight and horses and carts bringing the prisoners in. Unbelievable. So we've just come out of that bottom door there, guys, and we've been into the main courtrooms and whatnot to get a bit of a taste of, well, what it's like in that type of court. It wasn't a particular one where the witches were tried, but we did go into a room where it's shown where they're showing all the shackles, and there was a particular device that you used to put on your head that the witches would have had on them, that held your tongue in place with a spike, and you were all chained together in tandem. So they would have done the entirety of that walk with that on them. What a horrible, horrible last day or two of your life, man. Terrifying. Wow. Game over. Guys, that concludes our trip around Pendle and our search for the Pendle Witches, but I figured I couldn't complete an urban collective film without a little bit of old school urbex, and I just happened to stumble upon this little place. Let's go and have a butcher's, man. Finish this bad boy with a bang. Now, looking at that, you could easily assume that that has been around since the days of the Pendle Witch Trials. Who knows? But what an incredible little abandoned farmhouse that is. Let's go and have a look anyway. Just look at that, guys. That is creepy, man. If that isn't a witch's grotto, I don't know what is. Proper creepy. Now if that isn't Blair Witch, I don't know what is. Wow. Look at that door, man. Oh wow. Now that. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at the ceiling. The ceiling is literally collapsing. You can see some old books on the floor there and the old busted fireplace. Wow, this is 100% hundreds of years old, man. It's gotta be. See an old electric fire there, and the old staircase is there. Wow, look at that. Oh, the stairs are busted, man. I ain't going up them. Jesus Christ, they are busted. You can just about see up top there. I can't get up those stairs, guys. They're literally caving in, man. Oh, and I wish I could, but I can't. I can't risk it. Look at that, guys, there. That little window, I've got to admit, it is eerie, creepy in this one. Look at this, man. Got the old cooker there. Washing machine. Fridge, microwave. Look at the ceilings. This is quite... Jesus, literally a death trap. Have a look out here and see if we can get round. Wow, look at the sunlight just piercing through the trees. There we go. Oh no, it doesn't look like we can get in there, to be honest with you. But this is an eerie place, to be honest with you. Wow. Bits of old metal and that. You can see the barn there. Just look at this, man. We're literally up in the middle of nowhere. And there we go. See the old plug socket on the wall. A little old school farmhouse. The cobwebs there. Don't know if you can make them out. Absolutely stunning. Let's bob inside. Oh wow. There's all sorts of remnants of crap. If you look up there, you can see right through. That is eerie, man. See what's that? Liquid wax. This is proper Blair Witch Trials. But if you look in here, just imagine this when it's getting a little bit darker and there's a bit of a wind howling, you know. Unbelievable, but those views are unreal, man. I think that leads back out to where we were before, but just look up there, you can see where the old banners used to be. And if I hold the camera up, we might be able to get a shot up into the bedroom. I hope there's no one lurking about up there. Just my luck. And if you look in here, you can see the old fireplace and